Hey ladies, I've been getting a lot of questions both from team members and party guests on how I do my application process with my Jamberry wraps. And to be honest, I use a couple of different methods. So I thought it might be easier just to do a really quick video instead of trying to type it out, and I can go ahead and share it with anybody who asks. So before we get started, what I want to do is just kind of go through the list of items that I need in order to do my application. So the first thing is my mini heater. Again, if you don't have a mini heater, that's perfectly fine. You can use a hairdryer. That's how I started. You'll need an orange stick, which if you don't have an orange stick, a tweezer works just fine. I use a rubber cuticle pusher. If you don't have one of these, but you have an orange stick, there is a cuticle pusher right there on one side of the orange stick. You'll need a nail file, a scissors. Sorry, my camera keeps going in and out of focus. We'll need an alcohol swab, a baggie, and your wraps. So I'm wearing my Thiensville Fire Department fundraiser wraps right now. So that's why they look a little different than anything that you've really seen on our website. So the very first thing before I even start the application process is I pull up my wraps and I figure out which wrap I'm going to wear on each hand. Or on each finger. And I actually cut the entire wrap out, and then I snip them in half and I lay them out so they're all sitting right in front of me exactly how I want it to go on my fingers. So you'll see here I only have half of a wrap because I'm going to put it on my ring finger on my left hand. So I cut them all in half, lay them out perfectly. Once I get done doing that, then I go to the kitchen and I wash my hands with warm water and either Palmolive or Dawn dish soap. And what that does is it really gets a lot of the oils off of your skin, your cuticle, the side of your nails, and your nails, so that you're taking away as much oil as possible that way. Once I get done doing that, I actually put on our strengthening base coat because I find that my nails are really thin, and this just gives it kind of an extra protection from the wrap since our adhesive is so freaking awesome. So I put on a thin layer of this. It dries really quick. Again, you don't have to. It's just what I do. So then the very next thing I'm going to do is, because I might have touched my nail while I was, after I washed my hands, I'm going to take my alcohol swab and I'm going to wipe it down nice, dry it, and I do it one nail at a time. Go ahead and dry it, and again, sorry, my camera is completely out of focus. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my orange stick, and I'm going to take the pointy end, stick it between the wrap and the plastic piece. So here you should be able to see, you can see it's between the two. So it's just kind of hanging there. So then what I do is I put my thumb on the wrap side, so you can kind of see that. Put my thumb on the wrap side, push it back, and the plastic part just starts to come off real nice like that. And I'm going to pull it off without touching the adhesive side. Super easy. So what I do now is I take the wrap that's on my orange stick and I place it, do it down here, sorry. I place it exactly where I want it. I haven't even heated this thing up yet. And so you can see it's on my finger. It's just kind of sitting there. I mean, it's just barely there. See if you can get a good view. There you go. So it's literally just barely there. But what I find is that if I heat it first, it tends to curl, and then it makes it even more tricky to get on. So this is the cold method that people talk about. So then I take my heater, turn it on. You don't hear it, which is amazing. Put it over the wrap. Make sure you can see it. Put it over the wrap. You'll see it's starting to bend a little bit. Turn off my heater, and then I use my finger to do the initial press down. Perfect. Take my rubber cuticle pusher. Lots and lots of pressure. Push, push, push. So what I do is I focus on the outside of my nail and the cuticle, because that's where your wrinkles are most likely going to happen. So you want to make sure that you do a lot of pressure there. Okay, perfect, all ready to go. Now we're ready to trim. And something I do differently now is I don't wait for it to cool. It's not super hot, but I was finding when I waited for it to cool and then I went to cut and trim it, it would actually give me wrinkles at my tips no matter what I did. this actually helps prevent that. So I'm going to go ahead and take my scissors and cut as close as I can to my nail to cut it off. So now you can see my nails are really short right now. So I cut that down. Then I take my nail file, hold it at a 90-degree angle, and I'm only going to go in the downward motion. I'm not going to go up and down. I'm not going to go side to side. I'm just going to go in a downward motion. And what that's going to do is, let's see if you can see that. See that little piece that's kind of sitting there? There we go. That's what's coming off from me filing. So that's just a little bit that was hanging off my nail. Okay, perfect. So now my nail has a wrap on it. And my goodness, my nail is really short right now. I didn't even realize that. So it works perfectly on short nails too. Then I do the baggie method to finish it out. So I take a plastic sandwich baggie and I wrap it super tight on my finger. There you go. Especially my tip. So this is going to be really good for sealing down that tip really well. Then you take your heater, turn it on. Again, you don't hear it because it's amazing. Heat it up, 1, 2, 3. You don't want to heat too much. Take it off. Take my purple cuticle pusher. Just do a bunch of pressure again to make sure I seal everything down. And ta-da, all done. So now this nail is done. All I have left is this one, but it's staying free because I have a home party tonight. And I want to do a demo. So that's all you do. So as soon as you got everything laid out and ready to go, it's like bam, 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 done, ready to go. If you guys have any questions at all about the way that I do it, about any of the techniques, the other techniques that I use, the online or videos, let me know. But those are the techniques that I use to put on mine. But if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, hopefully it was helpful. Thanks, ladies. Bye.